Great. Here's your edited version of the RX7 single-turbo conversion tuning script. I've slightly changed words, kept the structure intact, made sure it's over 7,000 but under 10,000 characters, and included a call to subscribe to your YouTube channel Motorbrother. The Mazda RX7 is one of the most loved cars among car lovers. It's popular for many reasons, but the main one is its rotary engine. This engine is not like a normal piston engine. Instead of pistons moving up and down, it uses a spinning rotor. This makes the engine very compact and light, and it also revs very high. Many RX7 fans enjoy tuning this car to make it faster, louder, and even more fun to drive. Today, we are talking about something very exciting, changing the twin-turbo system of the RX7 to a single-turbo setup and tuning it for even more power. From the factory, the RX7 FD3S comes with a twin-turbo system. This means it has two small turbos that work together. One turbo works at low RPMs, and the second one kicks in at higher RPMs. This helps the car feel quick throughout the rev range. However, this setup is quite complex and can be hard to manage, especially when you want to tune the car for more horsepower. That's why many people prefer converting the RX7 to a single turbo system. When converting to a single turbo, the idea is to remove the two smaller turbos and replace them with one larger turbocharger. This not only simplifies the engine bay, but also makes it easier to tune. You have more control over boost levels, response time, and overall performance. The power delivery becomes smoother and more predictable once tuned properly. However, there are some trade-offs. A larger turbo might take a little longer to spool, which means a bit more turbo lag. But once it kicks in, the power is much more aggressive. The first thing you need to consider is which turbocharger to use. There are many options available depending on your goals. For street use, a medium-sized turbo can give you a nice balance of power and response. For track use or drag racing, a larger turbo may be better. Brands like Garrett, Precision, and BorgWarner are very popular among RX7 tuners. You also need a proper turbo manifold, downpipe, wastegate, and intercooler piping. The setup should be done carefully so everything fits well and there are no leaks. Another important part is the fuel system. When you increase boost, you also need to make sure the engine gets enough fuel. That means upgrading your fuel injectors, fuel pump, and fuel pressure regulator. Many people go with 850 cubic centimeters or 1,000 cubic centimeters injectors, depending on the build. The fuel pump should be strong enough to handle the extra fuel flow. Tuning is the key here. Without proper tuning, your engine can run too lean or too rich, which can cause damage. Now let's talk about engine management. The stock ECU of the RX7 is not designed to handle a single turbo setup or high horsepower builds. That's why many people go with a standalone ECU like the Haltech, AEM, or Power FC. These systems allow you to tune everything from fuel maps to ignition timing. A proper tune can make the difference between a fast, reliable RX7 and one that breaks down often. It's always best to go to a tuner who has experience with rotary engines. Cooling is also very important in turbocharged cars, especially with rotary engines which tend to run hot. You'll need a good radiator, oil cooler, and intercooler to keep temperatures down. Many RX7 owners upgrade to a large front-mount intercooler for better airflow and cooling. A proper cooling system ensures your engine performs at its best and lasts longer. One big benefit of going single turbo is the sound. RX7S with single turbos have a deep, aggressive sound that is very different from the twin-turbo setup. The turbo spool and blow-off valve noises are louder and more exciting. Many car fans love this about single-turbo RX7S. The driving experience also changes. With more power and quicker throttle response, the car becomes more thrilling and demanding to drive. Let's not forget the importance of strengthening the engine. Rotary engines are known for being delicate if not maintained or tuned correctly. When adding more power, it's a good idea to rebuild the engine with stronger parts. Many tuners go for street porting or even bridge porting to improve airflow. Apex seals, which are like piston rings in rotary engines, must be strong enough to handle the extra pressure. Some builders use upgraded seals or even ceramic apex seals for better durability. Exhaust systems also play a big role. With a single turbo, you'll likely want to go with a 3-inch downpipe and a high-flow exhaust system. This helps reduce back pressure and allows the turbo to spool faster. The result is quicker acceleration and more top-end power. Plus, the sound is more aggressive, which many RX-7 fans love. Don't forget about the drivetrain. With more power going to the wheels, you need to make sure your clutch and transmission can handle it. Many RX-7 owners upgrade to a stronger clutch, and sometimes even change the gearbox if they are chasing very high power. Limited slip differentials also help put the power to the ground during hard acceleration or cornering. Suspension and braking are just as important. More power means you need better control. Coilovers, sway bars, and strut braces can improve handling. Upgraded brake kits help you stop safely. It's all part of building a complete, balanced RX-7 that is not only fast in a straight line, but also confident in corners and safe under heavy braking. Driving an RX-7 with a single turbo is a special experience. You feel more connected to the car. Every gear shift, every throttle input becomes more exciting. The boost comes in strong, and the car pulls hard all the way to redline. It feels raw and powerful, and that's what makes it so addictive. You get a sense of accomplishment knowing your RX-7 is built and tuned the way you want. If you're someone who loves cars and tuning, especially unique builds like the RX-7, then this type of conversion might be perfect for you. Just remember, building a single turbo RX-7 is not just about adding parts. It takes planning, proper tuning, and regular maintenance. But when done right, it gives you one of the most fun and rewarding driving experiences out there. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more builds like this, reviews, car tips, and tech updates, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are Motorbrother, and we bring you the latest updates on technology and car tuning from the UK and beyond. Don't miss out on what's coming next. Subscribe now and stay connected with the world of performance tuning. Let me know if you'd like a thumbnail prompt, title options, or description with keywords for this video too. Also, one of the cool things about converting an RX-7 to a single turbo setup is how much it opens up the potential for customization. You're not limited by the factory design anymore. You can pick the parts that match your driving style, your power goals, and even your budget. Some people build RX-7s for street cruising, others for drag racing, and some even for drifting. The single turbo setup gives you a solid foundation for any of these purposes. With the right components and a well-thought-out plan, you can make your RX-7 truly unique. Every choice you make, turbo size, boost pressure, fuel system, cooling parts, has an impact on how the car feels and performs. One thing people sometimes forget is the importance of proper gauges and monitoring. When you're pushing more power and higher boost, it's critical to have real-time data. Boost gauges, wideband air/fuel ratio gauges, oil pressure, and temperature sensors can help you keep an eye on everything while driving. If something starts to go wrong, you'll know instantly, and that can save your engine. Investing in a good digital display or dash system is a smart idea for any serious build. Another area that gets more attention in a single turbo RX-7 build is the ECU tuning process. Rotary engines are very sensitive to timing and fuel. Even a small mistake in tuning can cause serious damage. This is why dyno tuning is highly recommended. A professional tuner will map your fuel and ignition perfectly for your setup. They'll also adjust things like idle speed, boost control, and cold start behavior. When it's all dialed in correctly, the car starts better, idles smoother, and pulls harder. And if you ever want to change your setup again, like a bigger turbo or different injectors, it's much easier to retune with a standalone ECU. Weight reduction is another thing some RX-7 owners go for. By removing unnecessary parts and replacing heavy items with lighter ones, like carbon fiber hoods or lightweight seats, you can improve the power-to-weight ratio. That means even more performance without actually increasing horsepower. It also helps with handling and braking. A lighter RX-7 feels sharper on the road and more agile through corners. Some builders even strip the car down completely for track use, removing sound deadening, rear seats, and using race-spec parts to save every possible kilogram. When doing a conversion like this, it's also important to think long-term. You might want to plan for future upgrades like E85 fuel, water meth injection, or even a different transmission. So, it's smart to build with flexibility in mind. Choose parts that leave room for changes down the line. For example, using in fuel lines, modular turbo piping, or ECUs that can support flex fuel tuning means you won't be limited later. It's all about future-proofing your build. Let's not forget about the style of the RX-7. With a single turbo setup, you often get more space in the engine bay, which also lets you show off the turbo, the polished piping, and custom touches like heat shields or titanium components. Some people go the extra mile and do wire tucks to clean up the look even more. When you pop the hood at a car meet and see a shiny, well-organized engine bay with a big turbo sitting proudly, that's the kind of detail that turns heads. It's not just about speed, it's about style and personality too. There's also a strong community around RX7 builds, especially single turbo ones. Whether it's on forums, YouTube, Instagram, or at local meets, you'll find people who share tips, troubleshoot issues, and celebrate each other's progress. Being part of that community makes the build even more enjoyable. You get to learn from others, share your own journey, and maybe even inspire someone else to start their own RX7 project. The sense of pride and connection is a big reason why people stick with these cars for years. Driving an RX7 with a single turbo, after all the work you put in, is a feeling like no other. The way the boost builds, the sound of the exhaust, the whine of the turbo, the way the car responds to your inputs, it all comes together in a way that makes you feel connected to the machine. It's not just transportation, it's a passion. Every drive becomes a new experience. Whether you're on a twisty back road, at the track, or just enjoying a weekend cruise, you feel the results of every part and every hour you invested. And remember, if you're enjoying this kind of content and want to stay up to date with the latest in car technology, tuning setups, and unique builds like this, don't forget to subscribe to Motorbrother. We're always working on new content that brings you closer to the car culture and tech world. Your support helps us grow and keep bringing you quality videos, detailed explanations, and behind-the-scenes insights you won't find anywhere else. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and ride with us through the evolution of car performance and customization. The RX7 single-turbo conversion isn't just a mechanical upgrade. It's a journey into the heart of car culture, passion, and performance. It's the kind of transformation that turns a legendary platform into something personal, something unforgettable. The raw power, the aggressive sound, the sharp response, it all adds up to a car that doesn't just move fast, but tells a story every time you turn the key. For those who dream beyond stock limits, who want to feel every gear change in their chest, and who crave that rush when boost hits, this build is for you. It's more than numbers on a dyno. It's emotion, adrenaline, and soul packed into one beautiful machine. And that's the beauty of the RX7. It rewards those who dare to push the boundaries. So whether you're deep into the tuning world or just starting to explore what's possible, let this be your inspiration. Subscribe to Motorbrother now for more powerful stories, builds that go beyond the ordinary, and real-world performance that will leave you wanting more. Because this isn't just about cars, it's about the thrill, the art, and the drive to be different. And trust us, the journey has only just begun.